What's up, everybody? This is
Hello.
the Spec Talk episode 3 at last. And what's funny is that just recently, today, the day before,
Yeah.
we just got done recording. But unfortunately, something,
Happened.
our technician over here fucked up and erased our videos. So we're not here today again to record the third episode. So I'm your host, Kevin.
I'm your host, Cristina. And welcome back to our Speak Talk podcast. We're gonna talk about how we started. That was the title of this episode, which is the third episode.
But before you do that, you gotta apologize. Why is this such a delay?
Yeah. So
I'm not, because it's your fault.
It's both of us. It's both of us. Okay. So we want to apologize because we were supposed to post this episode since like a month ago. But we didn't end up posting it because a lot of things happened. So first of all, I went through a process. Oh, sorry. I went through a process with my back. So I got an injection for my back because I had a car accident like last year. That was like in December, right? When we had that accident?
No, that was like around November.
November?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a car accident, and if y'all been in a car accident, I'm pretty sure y'all might know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you go through this process. If you get a lawyer, you go to therapy, and then after that, like, you have to get an injection. If it's like,
but it all depends, though.
Yeah, it all depends. A veces agarras like de tu back, your knee, your neck. I was supposed to get my neck, but knowing the fact that I know I'm gonna get fat with this injection, I didn't even got my neck. I just got my back. So that happened. I had to get my injection. They told me I was supposed to recover
for 3 days.
For 3 days, but It was basically a whole week.
You took it upon a week.
Because my body reacts different.
No, you were just so weak, insensitive.
But everybody's different, okay? So after that, we got busy of planning my birthday.
That too.
Which, which we only had 1 month too. Porque pues era en enero cuando we planned it, and then in febrero is whenever my birthday was coming.
And not just only that, for this year, usually forever only had 28, but this particular year had 29.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that we've been together for how long? For like 5-6 years, right?
6 years.
And the first time we started talking, I didn't know she was a leap year girl. So I was like, the first time I told myself, I was like, man, whoever has a leap year, sorry. And then I ended up talking to you, and I asked you for your birthday, because I always ask everybody, hey, what's your birthday?
You didn't believe me at first.
No, I didn't, because I didn't want to. And I was like, damn, I'm really talking to somebody who has a leap year? Like, that sucks for me, because if it's not 29, I got to celebrate the 28th, and the first. That's like, dang.
Well, they used to celebrate it to me like that 2 times, but ever since one of my nieces were born on March 1st, ahora nomás me lo celebran the 28th.
Oh, yeah, so your family got my back. They got the first, and I take the 28th, they take the first.
Yeah.
So, yeah, still a win-win for me, but still, And what's more funny, I was getting to a point where that you invited me on your 18th birthday.
Which is, there was 29.
Which was 29th. So I was like, you know what, might as well. I had nothing to do, so I'm gonna go and kick it with it. And then the second year, it was no 29, obviously.
Yeah, I know.
So I remember you did tell me that we went somewhere, or I took you somewhere, right? I just can't remember.
You took me breakfast, and then on the 28th, and then on 1st of March, we went to eat. But ya que me recuerdo, no, never mind. I thought we went to the zoo with my sister, Karina.
I don't know. I think that's if that's so, then that's the first time I actually met your sister too.
Yeah, yeah,
Was
yeah.
to a kid, Johnny.
And she had somebody like a baby in the portabebé. I don't remember who was. Uh,
It wasn't Stephanie. It was Kathy. Then
Kathy's the second one.
exactly, she probably had hair in there.
No, it was Stephanie.
No, it wasn't Stephanie.
Because whenever you met me, Catherine ya tenía como like 1 year or two.
She was probably in there because Stephanie was not there. Stephanie was born like 2020.
No.
2019.
Es 2019 show. Ya creo que ya la tuvo.
I don't know.
You met my
Because
sister.
when I met your sister, she wasn't pregnant.
She had a baby in the.
Yes. After when I started getting to know your family more, then she got pregnant.
Yeah. Creo que ese era con Bella. Because Stephanie ya había nacido. And we have pictures, I have videos. Me carrying
Bella
her.
was born like 2021 or 2020. She was barely a baby.
I don't know. Not to be honest. I don't know.
Well, get to the point where I was trying to say about your birthday is that ever since the 2 years, all those 5, 6 years we were together, I always missed your birthday to this year.
Yeah.
Because ever since I got to the workforce in 2019, that's when we graduated, right?
Yeah.
And then so I do electrical, and unfortunately, in those years I was going out of town.
Yeah.
And those out of town, it was always the beginning of the year, so it was 2019 to 2020, 2020 to 21, 21 to 22.
Yeah.
And then 22 to 23. And all those times, I always go out of town. I always miss your birthday. And to this year, you know, there was no opportunity doing that. So I was like, oh, okay. And it's the 29th, so we got to do something. And that's what we planning. We planning. Your party.
I mean, you did try to be on the 2020. Okay, I went to the Dynamos. You tried, but no te dejaron, remember? So no te dejaron venir, so I had to choose like one of my nephews or niece to go with me, and I mean, I still had fun though. I still had fun. What else after that we were planning the birthday?
And then we had birthday party between family. I'm pretty sure.
Which was your cousin?
No, not mine. Yours. Then we went to somebody's. Oh, we went to one the baby shower. Remember?
Baby shower. Whose baby shower?
Edie's.
Oh yeah, we had a baby shower.
Yeah, so we had her baby shower, and then I think we had one more birthday party. I just cannot remember it.
I think que cuando era el baby shower de Iris, we went to a birthday party too, pero no sé.
Yesenia's.
There you go. Yeah. Su gender reveal.
2 in 1. Yeah. So we were everywhere.
Yeah.
And then get to the point where Saturday was the day that my cousin got married.
Yes.
And then I was excited about this. So shout out to my cousin. For all the single
Erika,
guys.
Congrats. Yes.
For all the single guys. Too bad, too sad. She's already taken. So, you know, congrats on her. I was happy. Yeah. I was happy to see that she got married, you know, because, like I said, like my part of the family, my dad's side, none of them got married. And that's why I was like, when I heard she was going to get married, I was like, and she's going to have a big party. Not like no little typical backyard, you know, quick and easy ceremony. I was like, no, she said she gonna get married in church, then in the salon.
Have a salon party.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
You know, I still have fun, even though I got a little tipsy and stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I mean, I wasn't even drinking, but I did have fun. Yeah, we had that party on Saturday, which was March 9th. Porque ya estamos que en el 11.
Yeah, today, yes.
Oh, 11, right? But that was on March 9. We had that party, and after that, like, I mean, my part of my family, we're gonna have parties, but that's something that we already talked about, you know. But yeah, like I wanted to apologize because we were busy this whole month. We were supposed to post that we were gonna take a break, but since we were busy, we didn't post it. We posted really late, but like I'm just happy that we're here now and we're over here. We're gonna talk about how we started this podcast. Let's start how
How the podcast came out in the first place.
yeah, but
That's you.
the name.
No, that's you.
Why?
You have to say how you came to me and keep dragging it and bugging me how you want a podcast with me. Which I always told you I never wanted to.
Well, I wanted, yeah, of course. Okay, let me start. I wanted to start a podcast because I like seeing, the only thing I like seeing on YouTube is podcasts, like people that do podcasts, like couples or
Stop
like
lying.
and they post it on TikTok too. They post it on TikTok, so that's why I like watching.
Stop
You know.
lying. I see a YouTube recommendation.
And I started like liking their, like there's this couple that I started liking their podcast because I feel like they had common, like we had common with them, like stuff que le pasaron a ellos in their life is something that we have gone through. So yeah, I wanted to start a podcast because not because I don't want people to know like casi todo about my life. Yeah, there's sometimes that whenever there's like privacy, of course they have to respect that, and there's sometimes que también, I just want to say things too here, like to give advice to people. For example, like we went through something before, and if we talk about it and you think that it's something common with your life, that you're gone through something or you're going through it at the moment, it's something que nosotros queremos. Yo quiero también decir que we're gonna give advice about it, how to like maybe like get out from that situation or how to move on from it. So that's why I wanted to start a podcast. And
Stop
yeah,
lying.
to say a little bit chisme too.
That's an excuse for you to hear some chisme, not from yourself, from everybody else.
I mean, everybody, of course. Everybody likes chisme.
Obviously.
Yes, everybody. You cannot say you don't like chisme.
I like hearing it, but I'm not talking about it.
I mean, yeah, it's different. It's different. But yeah, like this is why I wanted to start this podcast. I did wanted to start it by myself, but I was scared to do it by myself. I always told you, babe, I'm always scared to start something by myself. And I felt like it was gonna be good, me and you doing this podcast. People knows you more than me, to be honest.
Every time we go somewhere, I always find somebody I know.
Yeah, they always say hi, and I'm just like, who's that? And you're like, oh, it's this friend that I lo conocí aquí, or oh, my family, this and this. I was like, what the heck? Like a friend of your family or alguien, que conoces. But why did you accept it? Like to say yes to my podcast.
Because of you, so you stop bugging me.
But like, vamos a decir, a ver qué te pregunto, a ver.
But for real, to be honest, I was like, you know what? What the hell? Am I supposed to be behind the cameras? I was like, nah, I'm gonna lie to myself because I don't know how to work no fucking cameras. So I was like, might as well just be right there in the spot.
Yeah.
So you can work with the cameras, not me.
Oh my god!
Not gonna do no digital editing. I could barely use an iPhone camera. What makes you think I'm gonna use the camera? Hell no. So I was like, I'll give it a try and try something new. To be honest, I might as well try something new.
Yeah, were scared though to start? Like,
yeah, I told you in my episode, like I was shy.
Shy, nervous.
Like I told you that I could talk to like in front of a crowd, like 10, 20, but knowing that it's a camera and knowing that not only we might be having like 30, 40 people views, but
views.
I still appreciate it.
Yeah,
still,
of course.
Still grateful for it, but still, those 30, 50 could be times 600, and then
little by little, yeah.
That's all. tend to get a little bit nervous.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Like, because no nomás the people that are watching us, like, are the ones that are watching. You never know, they're showing other people, like, oh,
Exactly. Like, look at this fool. Look at this fool. Like, you remember this fool?
from school, or from, like, people that works with you. Do they know we have a podcast?
Not yet, but soon they will. If you're in construction, if you're doing this type of thing, don't not tell nobody in construction.
Oh my god, but yeah, like, I'm happy that you're here, doing this podcast with me. Even though you didn't want to start it since the beginning, I know, like, I appreciate it though. We're gonna talk about too how we end up with the title, like, Speak Talk.
So first thing first is we already talked about how they got, how they brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Now to talk about, like you said, the title.
The title.
So
Yeah.
what the title? Since I already said that I'm down with it, she got so excited, and then the very next day, she came up to me with the notebook and said, "I already got a title." I was like, "Holy shit, she's for real!"
Yeah.
I thought you would just forget about it. I was like, "God damn!" Yeah. I was like, "Okay, let me hear it."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "You know what? Gotta be good." And she like, "Keep it real." I was like, "Bro, what kind of shit is that? Keep it real." I was like,
God.
"Oh my god!" And I was like, "Wait about it." I was like, "Then wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
What's the podcast gonna be about?" That's the first thing I asked you.
Mm-hmm.
I should have asked you that in the beginning. I was like, "What's the podcast gonna be about?" And then that's when you start telling me that no, it's gonna be like cheese, man, this and this, and I was like, nah, I probably don't want to be in there. You know how I am with that. Like I told you, like I like hearing it, but I don't like talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I don't think so. And be like, no, but that's where you start spicing it up. Like, but we could talk about anything, not just cheese, man. And I was like, so what do you mean by that? And that's why you were like. That's why you and me started bumping heads and said, we could talk about anything that we want to in the next video. Excuse me. Or anybody that in the comments said, oh, talk about this. Or we could bring somebody and say, talk about that. But it got to be proved by us in order for it to be to the next episode.
Yeah,
of be course. Interested enough.
Yeah.
Or long enough,
Que sea algo también, que no sea algo ¿cómo se dice?
Inappropriate.
Yeah.
Inappropriate, yeah. So that's why I was like, well, if that's so, if you want to be the podcast to be talking about anything between loves and politics and anything between, then I was like, told you, then change the name. And then that's why I started telling you, like, you know what, I'm gonna give you a name and one name only, and then I guarantee you that's gonna fit the podcast.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, and then you pull up with like 5 names, and I was like, okay, all I need is one. So that's why you and I got a notebook. It says Kevin on one side, Cristina on the other side, and it says Spit Talk, and then
Keep it real.
And the other 5 bullshit you came up with.
I don't know. I don't remember the other names, but I just the only one I remember is Keep It Real.
Yeah, you better just get the shit off your head already.
Oh my god!
But that's when you like, you know what? That's when you and I argued about that one time. Like, you want to keep it real, and I was like, no, Spit Talk. I'm telling you. And then you were like, you know what? And I told you, you know what?
I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
No. Put it more closer. There you go.
How about now?
Yes.
That's what I told you. All right, then, let's take it to our friends at QB, where we play always Sunday.
Yeah.
And then that's why I go around everybody like, hey, we're starting a podcast, yada yada. What do you think about this title? And then what they told me, the first thing they told me.
What is it about? Like, what are you gonna talk about in the podcast?
That's what I told them, and then that's what I told them, and I told them the names, and they're like, oh yeah, Spit Talk, one after another. And then you're like, no, you should ask your friend. And I was like, oh, my, it's Daisy. And then I was like, and she's like, oh, Daisy, like, oh yeah, Spit Talk.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? This gotta be it. This last one. And I asked Fernando. It's Fernando. We all talk about it. I was like, if this dude says it, then
he only agrees with whatever the other people agree.
And then you told him too. He's like, no, Spit Talk. And I was like, ah, there you see.
Oh my god!
So
But
that's how the name came up.
yeah, for this podcast. So basically, pues is it's called Speak Talk Podcast with Kevin and Cristina. You know, so I was actually gonna put Cristina first, pero I don't.
Why didn't you?
No sé, es que I heard que supuestamente the guy's name is supposed to be first and the girl. I don't know.
Who said that?
I don't know. I just seen it in there, so I was like, you know what? I'll just put it like that.
You seen it or you heard it?
I just heard it, pues. So that's what I'm saying. So that's how we came out with the title Speak Talk Podcast with Kevin and Cristina.
Now talk about what Split Talk is gonna be about.
Yeah.
From what it's gonna be about, how it's gonna work, and how we're gonna proceed with it.
Okay, give me some Coke because I'm thirsty.
No, give your own Coke.
No, give me some. Okay, so there you go. Thank you. Okay, so you said we're gonna talk about what we're gonna be doing on the podcast, right? Talking about
so what we're gonna talk about, how we're gonna talk about, and how we're gonna proceed forward with the podcast.
Okay, so well, first of all, I want to say too that not only we're gonna talk about our life, right? We're not gonna talk only about our life or like chisme neither. So basically what I'm trying to say is that I want to bring people that have small business for them to, for us to put them out there and support them. Es algo que we talked about, pero eso es cuando we're gonna have guests. So basically this podcast will have guests. We're gonna be having guests, but not right away neither, because we are gonna have to have like a bigger space to have guests, because in this small space that we have, it's just only you and me. Nadie va a caber aquí, if you see.
I mean, we can make it work, but we got to. So that's
what I'm saying, so I want y'all to know that we are gonna have guests. Los primeros guests, we might be choosing them, right? Because we want to have this episode que sea interested about let's say our guests want to talk about a drama about their life, or if they have a small business and they want us to help them, to put them out there, because technically there's people que they're shy, or not only because they're shy, pero también porque it's hard to have a small business, to it's hard for people to see your work, porque no nomás solamente just because you have your small business means that you're the only one that is doing that. There's other people que están haciendo lo mismo, So I already said we're gonna have guesses. I don't know if you want to talk about once we have guests, we're gonna give,
So did you explain how it's gonna work? You just say
what we're gonna have, what we're gonna be doing. Of course we're gonna have guests. We're not only gonna be talking about life. We're gonna be talking about maybe politics, giving advice too. This podcast is to give you. Sorry, the Coke is for us to give advice to people too. And what else? Do you want to say?
So basically summing up what you basically say, politics, and then what you say, politics and advice, and anything that the audience, which is y'all want to talk about in the next episode,
or anything they want to know about us too,
and anything y'all want to throw into question as well. And then we may give you a little shout out if you want to stay anonymous, which is fine, but what was going for it? Oh, then that like I said with the topic, right? Like you could say anything, and then we could talk about anything, but that's something for us to think about and be proved.
Yeah, to prove
Meaning
it, yeah.
to mean that when we prove it, meaning that it will be on the next episode, because because you might never know that we already have something planned already for the next episode. So if you say yes to your, it might not be on the next episode. It might be
Maybe
on
other
other episode. Because for example, what if you throw something like, oh, talk about Cristiano Ronaldo or today's world, and then that's for us, us to learn about more about that particular topic. Do our study, research, and get more detail about it. Because I don't want to be on the next episode and say about Cristiano Ronaldo, where I know
random
a little
stuff.
bit about him,
but
not as much as like you do. I know he's a guy play soccer.
Yeah,
he's one of the top scorers, one of the best ones out there. A rival with Lil Messi.
Yeah,
he was for Portugal, number 7, and that's basically I already know about him. But people out there know more deep about him. So that's for us to do our homework and then learn about that topic and that person, subject, or someone.
Yeah.
Depending on the subject.
So basically, it's like we don't want y'all to have boring episodes, right? That's what we're trying to say. Like, not to make our episode boring either.
Well, I'm gonna say heck no. That's why I'm not standing here in the first place. Of course, I'm not trying to make it boring.
That's what I'm saying. But
and also too, I forgot to mention that in every different episode we might have we might do games, and then maybe in the future we might do like live phone calls and stuff like that, like things like that. Like y'all, the audience, like what we can do, and then like I said, we say yeah, we do it. If not, nah.
One of the things I do want to do when we have guests, take shots.
And they get stopped?
No, no, like tampoco, like take shots or like
for a shot for what?
Like
that's example for a shot for every 10 minutes or
not 10 minutes neither. Like let's say we're playing games and we're just like no, but there's some people they like drinking while they're like telling their story. So I'm like tampoco they get drunk neither. Okay, it's like to have a fun like a fun day and like que se la pasen bien, talking and telling their story and just being themselves, right? I mean,
I get them too, Jug. I don't want them to be like getting angry, aggressive, like oh
yeah, we don't want that neither.
We don't want that. Yeah, too much there.
Yeah, we don't want that neither. Like I honestly I want to say here that I want them to know that this podcast is for like if you become a guest in our podcast, I want you to feel. Oh, sorry. I want you to feel like
you're welcome.
Welcome, comfortable, like que no se sientan como que like what the fuck, I'm just doing this video just porque van a there's some sorry. La coca. So there's some que a veces hay personas que piensan que like just because we want to bring them in our podcast, they just think que we just want to bring them just to get views. But no, tampoco is like that. I want them to know que we're not like that neither, It's just like we want to put ourselves out there to people to know a little bit about us and, put videos, funny videos for y'all, like, like chisme, drama, funny stuff, know? But yeah, like I do want to like, I mean, they don't have to take shots neither, like they can just bring, así como nosotros, like, your coke. There's some people que también a veces traen como que like those. I've been seeing a lot of like people that do podcasts que they've been drinking the one that Esteban likes. The tea.
Oh, the sweet tea.
Yeah, the sweet tea is like I don't know, but
it's sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been seeing a lot, But tampoco I'm saying like, I want to copy them neither. But I want them to feel like our guests to feel welcome, comfortable, like.
Mi casa, tu casa.
Oh my god, for real. what else I want to say?
About the guesses, about how it's gonna work and stuff like that. So with the guesses, that like she was mentioned, like she was saying that she wanted to bring like individual guests or a group of guests. So
Yeah.
how's that gonna work? Is that with individual guests that you like saying to the audience, like if we first of all we got to like get to know you first and all you to come to the platform. Obviously, I'm not gonna just bring a random stranger,
Yeah.
But like but still, we get to know you and say, you know what, you want to come here to either talk about the topic or talk about yourself or etc.
Mm-hmm.
And as well too in the group, with the group, depending like depending on the subject,
Yeah. Yeah.
like she was saying about business owners, because I got friends of mine that has little like business inside,
Mm-hmm.
and like one of them does uh pressure wash, another one does like little car mechanics, and the other one does like rap and stuff like that. So I don't want I want them to do like I want to come bring them in the platform and give them a little shout out and
To
support them and talk about themselves and talk about how they got started, how it is,
Yeah.
and why, and show people if they can show the people the products, and we can show them products and explain a little bit about it, and also for each individual person we go shout them out on their Instagram or any social media they have
Yeah,
that
of course.
they're more active in.
Talking about that too. Yeah, let's just talking about that too. I just remember que we end up doing a link, which is
Yeah.
our link. We have a link, well, a website. The link is that the link we put it on the bio. So we end up doing a website where y'all can submit any drama that y'all want to talk about, or basically chisme or anything that y'all want to ask us to. I mean, of course, there's in the website they're gonna be asking them like, oh, like what kind of story you want to tell to us, for us to talk about in the podcast. So it really don't matter what they're asking you. See, if y'all want to ask us anything there, just ask us there. Don't be shy. But I know that in our website les va a preguntar like, oh, submit your chisme or drama that y'all want to talk about with us. So that's
what does everything comes out your words? Cheese man.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, because I like chisme. I want to know chisme. I want to know chisme.
I'm like 2 seconds, we're gonna walk out.
But no, yeah, y'all can submit anything y'all want us to for us to talk about, whatever y'all want us to talk about in this podcast. Este, they're gonna ask you in the website too. They ask you if you want to be anonymous. So it's a yes and no question. So if they put yes, we have to respect that. But one of the things too, we are gonna know who you are because it's gonna ask for your name. And I forgot to say que if they don't put their name, then and it's a good like submission that they put like for us to talk, we're not gonna talk about it porque we have to know their names. Because I'm pretty sure if they like donde les preguntan sus name, the people are not gonna put their name. They're gonna put like a random name, and then they're just gonna put I want to be anonymous. So that really don't count because we really have to know who they are.
Not necessarily, man. We just want to hear some other people's story, and that's it.
No,
and just say, oh, look at this one, yada yada yada, and that's it.
and I'm not saying it's necessary, pero es que in the website it's not optional. If it was optional, we wouldn't care. Pero they are gonna ask for their name.
Then if it's optional, whatever you say, and if they put submit, and if they say, oh, you forgot to put your name, then
they have to put their names.
Let them put the fake name or whatever they want, because I'm gonna just read it and say, oh, look at this person, and
but either way,
never happened, and like this, he or she said like this happened to her, yada yada yada, and it might be funny, Might be drama, might be sad, or whatever the case may be. You
Yeah.
know.
And that was one of our surprise for y'all, that we did a website for y'all to submit any kind of story y'all want to tell us, for us to talk about in here. Is questions. We're gonna have that website, that link on our bio on Instagram, on Speak Talk Podcast. And yeah, so that was a surprise we were gonna announce, but we didn't never announce on our story. We're announcing it too because on the next episode we're hoping
we get enough audience that went through the link and
submitted like any questions, any story for us to talk about. So if we only have like at least 10, we don't care, to be honest. I don't mind, we're still gonna read it. We're gonna have that for episode. Hopefully, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully we do have ¿cómo se dice? Like a good amount, right? A good amount of submissions from y'all, and that's gonna be for our 4th episode that we're gonna talk and be on our phone and be reading stories and stuff. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to announce. I don't know qué más
for the guests again.
Yeah.
So coming back to the guests, because you keep interrupting me.
I'm sorry. I just had to put them out there.
You can't wait after I get done? Nah, but like I was saying, come back to the guests, that once we start doing that, like she said, because the leisure space we have, it's just really very limited amount of people we have here. And then so once we start doing that, for every guest, they're gonna have a shirt that was made from us.
Yeah.
That's gonna say Spit Talk and our logos.
And like something about guests, right?
Yeah. So you get like a little merchandise from us, made from us, and then I think we agreed that the boys are gonna wear blue and the girls are gonna wear pink. I don't know. I'm not too sure about it, but for sure the boys are blue, or is it black?
I think you said black.
Yes.
Or gray. I don't know, to be honest. I think it was black.
Yeah, it was black. So the boys are black. I don't know about the girls. So
I think we said like a light pink. I mean, like a light blue for the girls. That's what, I remember.
So yeah, we're gonna have that, and it's gonna be simple and sweet as of right now, and then in the future, hopefully when we start having more audience, that the audience will choose what we like on the shirt, on the Spit Talk guest.
Or like later on, like what they want.
Like, let's just say you and I made a shirt and be like, oh, which one you think you good, or do you have any ideas?
Oh, for them to like, whoa, which one? Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
For right now, we just keep it sweet and simple right now. So yeah, like I said, for every guest, they get a Spit Talk
customized shirt
from us. But if you want to add your name on it, you can contact us, Cristina and I, in our page that says KC Custom. You can DM them there, and if you want your name in the back, then we can absolutely do that. But with the extra charge, like just $3. That's it.
Yeah.
But everything else gonna be free. The shirt, the logo, the Spit Talk, and the only thing that's gonna be extra is if you want the name on your back, last name or first name, it's just gonna be $3.
Oh, and also, also, talking about that, because you, ahorita que dijiste que it's just going to be a little bit charged for the names. So, also, I want to say here that we also, in this podcast, we're trying to do, like, raise money. Remember I told you for, like, donate, like, for...
Oh, you want to do a charity?
Yes, this.
Yeah, but that's choice for the future.
No, yeah, but that's something that I want them to know, that what are we trying to do too with this podcast, not only for us to have views, because people think we're doing this for views, like just they think that we're just like ¿cómo se dice?
For the clout.
Yeah, and I really, what it caught my attention for me to start this podcast is because I've been wanting to help people. like meaning the fact like first of all, I want to help dogs.
Yeah.
Because
we are dog persons.
yeah, because we're a dog person. And not only that, but I do want to help like little kids that are, going through like así como like hospital like ¿cómo se llama los hospital? Children's hospital? But yeah, I want to do that. We're gonna try to do that later in the future, but I do want like them to know okay we started well I want to start this podcast because of that too. Este I was gonna say something but I forgot. What else que iba a decir? You already said about the shirt, right?
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things también. Pero eso es cuando ya vamos a tener guesses,
Yeah.
right? So, like, we're not gonna have right away guesses, como te dije, because we have a small space right now. Pero once we upgrade stuff, like upgrade like our equipments, our space, es cuando vamos a announce like our first guest. I wonder who's gonna be our first guest.
I feel like I already have in mind.
Really?
Jerry.
La de.
And what?
Oh, what the
He's like,
heck?
I want to be your first guest, and I better be your first guest.
I remember
was
he-
like, yo,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
yo, chill.
Yeah, I remember he told you that. Yes.
And he's like, and I already got my topic, so dude, don't even tell me. And I was like, all right, damn. So I was like, you
He's
know
already
what?
ready
Yeah,
for
he's
it.
already ready. So I was like, and then you know what he been doing, so he's gonna have more things to talk about
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than what he have in his mind. So
También this podcast is for us to catch up with people that we haven't seen for a long time,
yeah,
right? So I'm really excited for that too. I don't know what else you want to say that we've been.
not that I have in mind, cause we just gonna
Basically.
talk about everything we gotta talk about. To be honest, everything
Yeah.
else we gotta say is gonna be for the next episode. Cause if we talk too much, then
Yeah.
this not gonna be another
Excited.
episode.
But like I said, like make sure y'all go to our link on our bio on Instagram and submit your chisme.
Not just cheese, man, but questions as well.
Yeah, questions. I'm just saying, okay? Don't take it too serious. But yeah,
Not me, the audience.
no,
They're gonna hit you with the comment like she's over here talking about she's not talking about cheese, man, but every 10 seconds
She
she's
said
over here
cheese man.
cheese.
No, I'm just saying. But no, y'all can go and submit anything y'all want us to know about y'all life or basically for us to talk about this and here on the podcast. Ask us questions. Y'all can also ask us like I said, ask us questions. Y'all can even ask. They can even ask about like anything they want to know about us. Like, like you never know. They ask us like, have you ever fired or something, or what was the bad argument you ever had, or I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, but yeah, that's what I'm saying, but you never know, they're probably gonna ask that or something. But like I said, don't forget it's on our Instagram, on our bio. There's gonna be a link, and I think I'm not forgetting nothing. I think that's it. That's it.
You're gonna close it out, right?
That's it, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm over here thinking, we already said that about the guests. We already said
how it started,
how
it's gonna go,
how
and how it's gonna be, how it's gonna work. You technically cover everything. So moving forward on that, if there's anything that you got confused about or any concern, question, you can always DM us on
Instagram, Spit Talk Podcast. Spit Talk and Spit Talk Podcast on Instagram. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna close it for today. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Our social medias are gonna come in the screen, so it's gonna be Speak Talk Podcast or Instagram. On TikTok, the same thing. It's called Speak Talk Podcast, and I think that's only 2 social media. But our podcast videos will always be posted on YouTube. I haven't really yet figured out how to put it on Spotify. Remember I told you?
yeah.
But for right now, our podcasts are gonna be on YouTube. Hopefully, y'all keep supporting us, and don't forget to like, comment, and review our videos. And if you haven't seen our first and second episode, I recommend you to go watch it. And we'll see you on the next episode, which is what, fourth? The fourth episode, right?
This not be the first or second time we might record twice.
Oh, hopefully not. But that's it for today. So
if this video gets uploaded to YouTube, I want to say thank God. I do not want to come back again and again and again.
No, we did have problems with that, but I apologize too. I want to apologize again. I'm so sorry for the really late.
For our technician over here, she don't know what she's doing.
Really? But okay, well, we'll see you on the next episode. Don't forget to share with your loved ones. And yeah, you want to say something else?
No, that's it.
That's it. Okay, see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Hold on, let me just go and
go.
Give me a second. Hopefully I can see myself.
Bro, what if it never record? Oh my God.
You're gonna be like, oh my God.